Namaskar to one and all. I am Dr. Ritisha Paul from the Department of Food and Biotechnology, working as an assistant professor. Today, we are going to study about the cell. In the last class, we have discussed the syllabus of cell biology. We have discussed 3 units and we have detailed discussed the topics in that units. So starting with today's lecture, today we are going to study the first unit, and the first topic of this unit is cell. Okay, in this we are going to study the definition, the introduction to cell, then we are going to study the history of cell, then the components of cell. Okay, so starting with the first, we are going to see the introduction of cell. What is the introduction of cell? So basically, what is the definition? It is the basic unit of life and the fundamental unit of life. Okay, for example, जब हम एक बिल्डिंग बनाते हैं या कुछ भी कंस्ट्रक्शन करते हैं तो सबसे पहले we use some bricks. Okay, then we use सीमेंट एंड एक आपकी ब्लॉक बनता है जिसको हम बोलते हैं वॉल. ओके, सो सिमिलरली सेम थिंग अप्लाइज विद द सेल ऑल्सो. ओके, अगर हम बात करें सेल की, सो बेसिकली दीज आर द सिंपलेस्ट और दीज आर द बेसिक यूनिट ऑफ लाइफ जिससे आपका होल इंडिविजुअल विल डेवलप. ओके, सो दिस सेल विल डेवलप इनटू अ टिश्यूज. These tissues will develop into a organ. Okay, any organ like organ can be like your lungs, liver, etc. Okay, so there are many organs. Then these organ will develop into a organ system. Okay, organ system. Organ system can be a respiratory system, okay, it can be a excretory, okay, it can be a excretory system and so on. Okay, then after that this organ system will develop into a whole individual. Okay, it will develop into a whole human being or a whole individual. Okay, so that's why we are calling cell as the basic and the fundamental unit of life. Okay, next, if we talk about how these cells are made up of, so these can be single cell. Okay, that single cell is known as unicellular, or it can be many cells which are known as multicellular. Okay, single cells are known as unicellular and many cells will known as multicellular. These are self-replicating. Okay, they will replicate, they will produce many copies. One cell will divide into 2 cells, then 2 cells will divide into 4 and so on. Okay, okay, next, all living structure in the human body are made up of cell because these are the basic unit of life. Cells are the building block of human bodies, as we have already seen that these are the basic unit of life. Okay, Next we are talking about the history of cell, who has discovered the cell and what are the like advantages and what are the advancement in the history of cell till now. Okay, so the first cell was discovered or it was observed by Robert Hooke. Okay, how did he discovered or how did he observed the cells? So basically he saw a slice of cork. Okay, he saw a slice of cork and in these he saw some compartments. Okay, in that slice he saw some compartments. It looked like similar to this one, this structure which I am drawing on the board. Okay, it looks like some compartments and he named these compartment as rooms, okay, and he named this structure as a honeycomb structure. Okay, so this structure he saw in a slice of a cork and with that he observed the cell and the cell was named by Robert Hooke. Okay, then some organism consist of unicellular organisms, okay, and other are the multicellular organism. Those consist of single cell are the unicellular organism and those organisms which consist of many cells are known as multicellular organisms. Okay, next after Robert Hooke was Antony von Leeuwenhoek. Okay, what does he observe? He raised the high magnification microscope. He took the high magnification microscope and he observed the cell in those microscope. Okay, and what does he saw? He saw some bacteria and some protista. Okay, so in this Robert Hooke he observed some honeycomb structure because the magnification was very low. That's why he was not able to see the specific structure of cell. So by raising the magnification of microscope, Antony von Leeuwenhoek he saw the bacteria and some colonies of protista. Okay, next we are going to see the types of cell. If we talk about the types of cells, so like depending upon the tissue or the origin the cells are present. There we have some stem cells, we have nerve cells, we have like fat cells which are present in the adipose tissue. Okay, then we have heart cells which are known as cardiac cells. Okay, so depending on the location these cells are classified. Basically we have prokaryotes and we have eukaryotes. Okay, we have two types, prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Okay, talking about this, in prokaryotes we have, in prokaryotes these are the primitive cells. Okay, these are not well defined. Okay, if we talk about the first difference, so prokaryotes are primitive or not well defined. Okay, but eukaryotes are very well defined cells. Why these are well defined cells? Because they have proper organelles. Okay, these are visible, the organelles are visible, but in, if we talk about prokaryotes, the organelles are not well defined. Okay, that's why these cells are not well defined cells. Next, if we talk about the presence of nucleus, so nucleus is absent in prokaryotes while it is present in eukaryotes. Okay, just present in eukaryotes. Okay, next, if we talk about the cell organelles, so not all cell organelles are present in prokaryotes, but in eukaryotes all the cell organelles are present. Okay, so cell organelles not well defined and some are present. Okay, in this, these are well defined. Okay, these have well defined cell organelles. Okay, next, if we talk about the size of the cell, so in prokaryotes these have smaller size, while in eukaryotes these have large cell. These have large cell size. Okay, these are large cell size and these are the smaller in shape as compared to the eukaryotes. Next, if we talk about some common points like cytoplasm, so basically in deep we are going to study about the cytoplasm. It is the cell content or the fluid part, the transparent part which is present in the cell. It is known as the cytoplasm. It is present in both. Okay, it is present in both. Okay, so these are some of the differences between the eukaryotes and the prokaryotes. Next, if we talk about the structure of cell, okay, so it has cell membrane. The outer membrane is known as cell membrane. Okay, and what does cell membrane do? It allows the some material to pass into and out of the cell. Okay, so this is the transportation. It helps as a transportation in moving some of the solutes or some of the molecules from in and out of the cell. Okay, next, if we talk about the fluid like material which we have already talked, which is the cytoplasm, so it is a jelly like fluid. Here the blue part, the blue portion which you can see, the fluid like portion, it is the cytoplasm. Next, if we talk about some organelles which we are going to study in detail, so the innermost part is the nucleus. This is the nucleus, and inside the nucleus it is the heredity material is present, which is the DNA. It is the heredity material which is the DNA, and nucleus is known as a controller or the commander of the cell. Okay, you have to remember this, that nucleus is known as the commander or the like all the controller of the cell. Okay, why? Because it contains the DNA, which is the heredity material of the cell. Okay, then we have endoplasmic reticulum, which is surrounded by the nucleus. Okay, it is the it stores material, and it stores material which is made up by the cell. Okay, then after that we have mitochondria, which is known as the powerhouse of the cell. Okay, so it is also an important point about mitochondria, which is known as the powerhouse of the cell, Why? Because it produces energy in the form of ATP. Next we have Golgi complex, which helps in the collection, packaging and distribution of molecules which is made inside the cell. Okay, so it helps in the transportation of the material. Then we have some dot like structure, which is, these are the ribosomes. These are the tiny protein part which produces chemical messages. Okay, so these help in the transportation of chemical messages. Then we have vacuole, which store the fats and other substances. So vacuole is the storage part of the cell. Then we have peroxisomes, which have some enzymes, okay, which helps in detoxification. It has a potential activity of detoxifying. Okay, then we have centriole. You will study this organelle in cell cycle. Okay, it helps in the cell division. Okay, so this is the overview of the cell. In this we have studied the prokaryotes and the structure of the cell. So thank you for this lecture.